535 presents The Power of Not Thinking, written by Simon Roberts and read by Jonathan Keeble. Introduction. How to drive a car. Picture a nondescript single-story office block in a Silicon Valley backstreet. Red, green and yellow bicycles used by Google employees to shuttle between their nearby campuses stand discarded at a junction. There are few clues that this small building contains a group of highly qualified roboticists, computer scientists, and researchers attempting to solve a very difficult problem. This team is trying to replicate something that many people do every day, a skill so natural that most people barely give it any thought and would find it hard to explain how they do it. Driving a car is so commonplace that it is largely unremarked upon. We get in, start the engine, put the car into gear, and drive off. If we have passengers, we are able to talk to them without slowing down. Different conditions, bar the most treacherous, snow, ice, or fog, barely faze most drivers, and unfamiliar roads and novel traffic situations present us with few problems. We quickly become used to our own cars, but we are more than capable of jumping into a different one and driving on unfamiliar roads. These are the fluid, intuitive, and highly adaptable skills of human drivers that the team inside this building is trying to replicate. Across the automotive industry, scientists are trying to create driverless cars that can operate anywhere and under any conditions, a goal known as Level 5 autonomy. To date, test vehicles have clocked up many millions of miles, and progress has certainly been impressive, yet such capability remains some way off, and the jury is still out on whether it is possible. The apparent simplicity of driving belies the fact that it is one of the most complex tasks that humans perform. Drivers don't just steer and navigate, they are constantly performing acts of perception, planning and prediction, as they make sense of what is happening on the road around them, what other people, and not just other drivers, are doing, and what might happen next. And we perform all these tasks instinctively. People manoeuvring a large chunk of fast-moving metal that becomes an extension of our own bodies once we're behind the wheel. Peer into the boot of an autonomous vehicle, and you will see how much computing power they require. There is no room for a suitcase, let alone a bag of groceries. A car that's full of computers is a good reminder of how much intelligence is required to drive a car. Talk to the engineers in this Silicon Valley facility for a few minutes about the enormity of the mission they are engaged in. One's a former NASA roboticist who worked on the Mars Exploration Rover mission team, and you start to appreciate just how smart humans are and how hard that is to mimic. But what is the nature of this smartness? It's hard to articulate what we are doing as we drive, and any attempt to explain these actions begs more questions than it answers. Consider these instructions on the simple act of starting a car written by the RAC, the motoring organisation in the UK. Put the key in the ignition and turn all the way until the engine starts. Put the clutch pedal down, this is the pedal on the left. Move the gear stick into first gear. Use your right foot to press down on the accelerator, gently, to increase the engine's revs very slightly. Slowly lift the clutch pedal, using your left foot, until it starts to vibrate gently. Remove the handbrake, and the car should start to move slowly. Increase the revs while slowly raising your foot off the clutch until you are moving forward. If you can already drive a car, these instructions will make sense. If you can't, they are unlikely to help very much. The odds are that if a new driver were to follow these commands, they would under or over rev, lurch forward ungracefully, and stall the car. These instructions are certainly a helpful reminder of the steps required and the order to perform them in, but they seem hopelessly basic when you consider how many individual actions and repetitions of them are required to hop in a car and drive off. No one learns to drive through the memorization of procedures or by following a list of instructions. We're not able to drive because we know what it means to slowly lift the clutch pedal using your left foot until it starts to vibrate. We are able to move off smoothly because we have a feel for how gently to take our foot off the clutch and how much we should depress the accelerator pedal to avoid stalling. And as we learn,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?